I'm Valentin Loellmann, German designer based in the Netherlands. For me, the exhibition is a moment in time in the process of my work, which is my life. So it's really just the process of where I am at this moment in my career as an artist and as one creating surroundings and pieces that roll out of the surrounding. And I was busy in the past years with trying to allow change, because I think change is a very beautiful thing and life is incredibly short. I want to give away control and I want to just get a bit softer, and in this exhibition I put this sort of emotion and feeling into the works that I created in the past year for this. And by allowing this, I thought it's a process of arriving somewhere, and then it's a maybe, because it's still a process. The inspiration is very pure in my own surrounding, because I don't take any external I try not to take any external inspiration, and I build my own spaces, my gardens, my lakes, my plants, houses, and then I work within that space, and that's the source of inspiration. And I think that's also why it's a singular language and a singular appearance, because it is truly not inspired by other things. I wanted to do different spaces within one space, different environments within one exhibition. For me, it was not about singular pieces, it was about combination of pieces that express a certain energy and feeling within being in that setting. So I divided the gallery into three spaces. One a bit more of a let's say an ensemble of pieces that are playful and that go together with a big sofa, big game table, coffee table, lamps, and it's a bit of a playground for me. Another more formal one that already guides you in a different direction of what's going on, and then a quite dramatic one which hopefully just puts a question into the visitor's mind. I don't want to be pointed down on the furniture anymore, because I'm famous for the furniture, but I do spaces as well, and I work a lot with energy and with feeling and all of these things, and I think I wanted to put a bit more of that into the show, a bit more of my own surrounding in my studio and my atelier. And when I look back in the works, there's one line to it. It changes in details and in joints and in materials, but there's one fluid line of movement and I think feeling, because that's what I'm working with. That's my most, my pieces really come from heart. I don't design, I don't draw, I don't sketch, I don't really make a plan. I'm quite a chaotic individual, and I have a certain feeling that I deal with and I live with, and I put that into my work because I have this urge. I need to create something constantly. And as I started from early on in my career, I always started to create my own surroundings, which is my atelier, in order to create works that roll out of the surroundings. And I have my hand in any of these pieces. So I work with a team of assistants that help me create them, but it's all unique works that are not coming out of a sketch, but that are coming out of my own process of being in the workshop and basically sculpting a piece. What I like about this show is that I was given a space to show the process in an exhibition piece. There was this love I have with water and with pools, because if it would be for me, the natural elements and what they do with space, sound, light, and all of these things would be enough. There's no reason to design anything anymore. If you look at the water, it's just fine, and what it's doing and all its magic. And I was fascinated by this. At the same time, I'm fascinated by, caging water into a man-made structure. And I wanted to bring this element of sensation or feeling into a gallery space. So I had to do that by creating a work around it. And then I thought I want to put my big topic, the process of work, into it. Then I came to the material because I said, how can I kind of freeze a process? And I decided I want to work with clay because I can touch it and it stays. I can put my hand in there and it will remain. And I started to go a bit into clay. I'm from a family of my father is a ceramic artist, so it's not far away material, but I've never worked with it. It's the first time. And I wanted to do something big immediately. And I decided, okay, I'm gonna work with clay. I cannot give my work away because for me it's very important that at least on the first piece I'm there on my own and I can really develop it out of my mind and my heart instead of making a drawing and giving it to a production company. So I set up a ceramic workshop, I bought an oven, I bought all the tools, I bought 2,000 kilos of clay, and I started to roll out this large work, the pool, one-on-one. And then I started to just take my hand, which kind of is in all these pieces, but not as visible as in the pool, and just hammer it from top to end for a week, and then to cut it into tiles and to bring it here and to install it with a team and to fill it with water. And always in between I ask why to do all this effort, just to reflect the feeling of a process. But I think that's the importance, because I want my work to be about the deeper layers where you see and you feel the process of it. And basically all the works are created the same way, because the recent works that we have in this show, it's a lot of sculptural pieces. It's a lot of pieces where I work in big blocks and I combine different elements of furniture or different elements, and I join them in a way that I leave the joints visible of installation. And usually it works that I arrange a specific amount of material. Then I go carve myself through it without any sketch or anything. So basically I sculpt something out of it, mostly inspired by natural forms, stones, trees, or just an energy or just a flow. And I have a team of assistants that help me to finish the pieces, all the like fine polishing, sanding, all of these things. But the language and the line, it's always done by myself, and I think that's why you can see the similarity in all these worlds. Now, since I've done the pool, I'm already developing all these new ideas for pools and fountains and how to put water into a living environment, because I actually realize it's such a powerful piece, and we are used to have, tables and chairs and benches and all of that. But when I look at houses and the way you enter a house or you enter a garden or you go through a patio, these sort of elements can be so essential and important because they can change the way you enter or you pass by or you feel. And I think for me it would be, I generate a lot of ideas on how to integrate this into my scope of work, how to work with pools or water cages or however you call it. I don't start with the material usually. When I start with mostly with a feeling, a state of mind, with something from, also where there's always these questions, why and why am I doing this? What am I doing? So there's a reflecting, and that's why also the title is near to that search of the process and meaning of life and all of these things. And so that's the start. And then I take my hand and I, want to express this feeling in a material or in a shape or in a piece or whatsoever. So I start with the feeling, and then I need to find a tool to express it. That's my mission as an artist. And I try to use to take materials that help me reflect that feeling. So it's a lot about contrast, allowing change, allowing mistakes, allowing, I don't care if it's not safe to work with it. I don't care if somebody tells me, you cannot do that in ceramic, it's too big, it's too risky, it's too whatever. So I just go for it and I make the material. I somehow take the conversation with the materials and I try relentlessly until it just goes. And then it's also a lot about combination of materials, a lot about combination of cold and warm. I make the joints more visible than before, for example. So here in this show, you can see a lot of the liquid metal dripping, burning into the wood. So this sort of scar where these two materials come together and the one burns the other, before I always sort of put it away, and now I leave it visible, and I even, polish it up to make it even more visible. And I like these joints and to allow change and see it. But in here for the show, I had the panels, which is as important as the pool, because the room with the pool and the panels, it's one installation. So when I thought about it, they both work together, because the panels are the wooden part of these curves and the lines and the carving and the waves. Because when I carved these panels, I was really feeling like, I'm sitting in a lineup of waves, and they roll on and roll on. And if you look at it, you have this rhythm, and it looks even, but it's not. It looks perfect, but it's not. So it's all these forms, and that reflects again with the water in front of it. And then it's dark and it's burned, but it still has this warm. And I wanted to just bring this drama up and reflect something that is quite dramatic and create the setting. And for me, this red and black, like this dark red, it is a, I mean, in many architectural history and whatever, it has this deep dramatic feeling. And I think it's at this time and this age, I wanted to put, rather a dramatic setting than, a very happy one, I would say. But even though it's beautiful and can be happy, but it has a, it's dimmed. It's my first debut show in this gallery, but we actually, David came to Maastricht, to my studio, 9 years ago, probably. And he looked at me and he said, I like what you do, and you have this thing, and I believe in it. So you do your thing, and if it takes time, it takes time. And I always felt, I have to do this show. But I was always busy with all these other things, and it took its time. I mean, it's 9 years later that I'm here, and now when I look at the show, and then when I look at how it came together and how it's installed, I feel it's the right timing, because it's a very strong show, and it reflects very well a time in my career which fits with this space, and which I think fits with the gallery and the collectors, and there again, time is essential, and if we also short, but if we give time, it can be nice. And for me, I'm happy to see that coming together. I'm happy to be here and see, it just feels right.